Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Glasses on today, so also rearview mirror.
I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka Cool Grandma. Not really. Aka I'm just here.
So I don't get fined.
Well, that's not my line, so I don't want to steal that. That's why I didn't finish it. But
Gotcha.
say it all the time though.
All right, let's get this one started.
hmm
So, just today, a new quote unquote official trailer, which I was confused because I thought we already got the trailer, but apparently not. So, the official trailer for Eyes of Wakanda came out today
hmm
and it's out, and we seen
I thought it was very visually pleasing.
Okay.
I don't normally gravitate towards animated series, but this looks
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
This looks like something I might want to watch. It kind of gave me. I want to be careful because I don't want anyone to think that I don't see the progress. But it kind of reminded me of The Prince of Egypt, that movie.
I
I
can see why you
mean,
say it. The
and
animation style.
the animation, yeah, but a 2025 version of that, right? Because it's so much more vibrant, colorful. It's just a lot sharper and more polished than I think The Prince of Egypt was. I think when The Prince of Egypt happened, it was probably very top of the line. But that was so many years ago. But this reminds me of that same style, but just oh my gosh, I was in awe at the colors. It just looks like it's beautifully done. So for me, that's kind of where it starts. Um, a
Yep, yep.
lot a lot of times I will agree to watch a film just or a show just because it's beautifully shot and I want to see how they put all the scenes together and all of that. So that drew me in definitely. And I'm just curious about I at this point we've had two movies that were
Mhm.
focused on Black Panda, Black Panther, and Wakanda, and I think it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and fits into everything that we've seen.
Right.
So I'm into it. I thought it was a great preview to what's to come, and I do plan on watching the show.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll be watching it too. Me and baby girl will definitely be checking it out. I'm disappointed that it's only 4 episodes. I didn't realize it was gonna be so short.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
like,
I was going
what?
to ask you about
Limited
that.
four episode is what? Huh?
I was
Get?
going to ask you about that. I was going to say why is it only 4 episodes? Are we getting 4 hour long episodes? Are we getting 4 45-minute episodes? Is it going to be 23 minutes? And we're like, okay, cuz to me,
No.
if it turns into less than 2 hours of content, I think I'll be a little annoyed that they didn't do at
Yeah,
least 6
so
episodes.
right, and Marvel's episodes are usually 6 to 8. So I was a little confused about that, but I guess we'll see. I'm hoping the same thing. I'm hoping we get at least, 42 minutes
Yeah.
and
My
not, like you said, 20 minutes. It's like, come on, player.
my guess was
But
that the episodes would be longer. I also think in this I'm sorry, you were about to say something.
no, go, go.
I was gonna say I also think in this era where streaming platforms are trying to figure out the ad revenue portion of their business, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing them playing with the episode lengths again. The longer an episode is, the more ads you can fit into it.
Right.
So I could see a world where there's 4 episodes, but they're a little bit longer than we're used to. I
Right.
think we're probably going to see a lot of this, a lot of fluctuation with shows and how they splice and dice the content to fit
Yeah.
ads. All of you people who are paying for ad-free experiences probably don't even notice that that's happening, but it does. A lot of it is very intentional, um, which I've talked about on here, or in that last thing we used to do. I've talked about it before, but a lot of that stuff is intentional. So, you know,
Mhm.
my guess is that it would be longer. I don't see how they wouldn't want to make the episodes longer or something.
Right. Yeah. But I can understand both sides. Listen, I love short series. It's
Hmm.
just that because I'm a fan of the Wakanda stories,
Hmm.
I'm curious to why it was reduced. But you know me, I like 10 episodes or less. I
Yeah.
just feel like four is like the show just started and it's over.
Hmm.
They do something similar with Star Wars. There's this they keep changing it, but it's Tales from or Tales of something. Yeah, Tales of or Tales from whatever. So they
Hmm.
did like the good guys, then
Hmm.
the bad guys, and then some random characters. But it was 3 episodes or four, 3 episodes or four, and I think the longest one was 6. So they've kind of been doing they've kind of been doing something similar over on the Star Wars
Hmm.
branch of the Disney platform.
Hmm.
So I could see that, maybe that was successful and Marvel wanted to do something similar. I
Hmm.
also understand everything doesn't need to be, 24 episodes, 13 episodes, 10 episodes.
Hmm.
I get it. I just feel like, is 4 going to be enough or are you kind of giving us a little taste and that's it? So I don't know the answer. Going to the animation, I actually don't like this animation style. It looks very blocky. It looks like a lot of blocks tied together, and I think that looks weird.
Okay.
But I will say I appreciate that they're changing the animation style so it doesn't just look like What If. One of my criticisms throughout the years of Star Wars, again comparing a Disney product to a Disney product,
Hmm.
Disney's animation, they've been using like the same animation style for my daughter's entire life. Got to be like 15 years.
Hmm.
And I don't even think they had ownership of Star Wars at the time, but they've continued it to look exactly the same, even the shows that they have continued from the old days
Hmm.
and their newer products, all their animation style looks identical. And I feel like it lacks that evolution you were talking about.
Hmm.
And so I appreciate that Marvel is at least trying something different because all the what if stuff looks the same. And now we're getting this. And it's like, well, this looks totally different. So even though I don't like the way that it looks kind of blocky, for
Hmm.
lack of a better term, I appreciate that at least they're letting people do different things.
Yeah.
Because I think it's kind of whack when it just all looks the same, right?
Hmm.
So I appreciate that. Also, for those who are fans
Hmm.
of the old Netflix TV shows, you see in this trailer that Iron Fist is there. Now, clearly, this is going to be an older version of Iron Fist because this is an older timeline, part of the timeline.
Hmm.
But I think it's cool that we're seeing Iron Fist return to the Marvel Universe here. There's been a lot of speculation and, you know, rumors, and the
Hmm.
trailer has confirmed, bam, Iron Fist. You see their yellow mask with the symbols,
Hmm.
and so we'll see what role does Iron Fist have in all of this. Were they an ally of Wakanda, an enemy of Wakanda? How will that uh, uh, how will that continue moving forward?
Hmm.
If it will,
Yeah.
lots of questions there. But I think it's cool that we're seeing a familiar character, or at least some kind of relative or old or someone who wore the mantle in the past.
Hmm.
So I thought that needed to be spoken about as well. But I'm looking forward to it. It drops in a couple days, and me and baby girl will definitely watch it and check it out.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch it too.
Now something else. Ooh, I'm not used to being this close to the camera.
you've
keep
been
hitting.
you've
I
been
keep hitting
knocking
the
it. Yeah.
tripod every time I go to, you know.
Hmm.
No. Every time I
You
go to,
gotta
you know.
control your rapper hands.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just like.
Yeah.
So anyway, um, something that is dropping soon is, or something else that is dropping soon, is a show executive produced by LL Cool J and
Mhm.
Peyton Manning.
Okay, I saw that and I was like, huh? What happened here? I was
Peyton
confused
Manning.
about
That's really
that.
interesting. I'm really confused, but it's interesting. And so let's just dive in. Uh, okay, Instagram decided to show me something totally different than what I had on my screen. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's really
So
annoying.
Paramount Plus is going to be where the project lives. It's a docu series. Just trying to make sure my camera's off camera. My phone is off camera. Um, and so the show is called Hip Hop Was Born Here. It's a docu series where LL Cool J is going around New York speaking to different legends of hip hop and getting their stories and speaking about their influence and, as the internet likes to say, their origin story. And so this is much about the origin story of hip hop
Yeah.
and how it has influenced in different ways, how different people from the beginning or early stages of hip hop, the 70s, 80s, 90s, have influenced hip hop today and how it has become this global phenomenon. And in the trailer, you see him sitting with some monstrous legends. And there's a whole page of, maybe I could read off some of these names, of some of the people that are being interviewed and spoken with during the series. It says, featuring Marley Marr, Big Daddy Kane, Salt, Method Man, Fat Joe, Rev Run, Lady London, Grandmaster Caz, Jadakiss, Chic Luch, Fabio Foreign, Bimmy, Roxanne Shante, Dougie Fresh, Crystal Canes, and more. This is a really interesting list of people who are being spoken to on this show. And so I think this is really exciting and super interesting that LL Cool J is bringing it back to the roots of hip hop and speaking about the New York of it all. I also want to give a prediction here. I think this is an easy one to see, but I'm going to say it because I haven't seen anybody else say it yet. I could already see season 2 being in the West Coast because this is
Mm,
so New York centered that I could see season 2 being the West Coast, and watch out now, I'm wilding out, but season 3
be in the
being in
South.
Atlanta.
Hmm.
Got to do the South.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I guess it depends on how far it goes, right?
Right.
Because New York is the birthplace of hip hop.
Correct.
So I understand why it's New York centered. I also understand, there's a lot of argument about the fact that sometimes New York gets prioritized over all of these other places, and it makes sense that if you wanted to expand the conversation and if you're not looking to do a limited series, you would want to take it all over the globe. That makes total sense to me. Um, so yeah, I mean, we'll see if that happens. That's not a bad idea. I do.
Or maybe a name change, but kind of like what I was just saying with Star Wars, right? Where
Mhm,
the first show is Hip Hop Was Born Here. Maybe the next one is Hip Hop Expanded Here. And then the last one is like Hip Hop Was Taken Over Here. I don't know. I'm freestyling, but I could also see maybe they change the name for the next one, but I could see that it could be a sectional thing.
mhm. Yeah,
Water break.
I think that this is great. I agree with you. This is very exciting. There was one name I heard there that I'm not so excited about, but that's fine. He's a part of it, I guess, and you know which one.
I do. I don't want to say it. If you
I'm
don't
not
say
gonna
it, I won't say it.
I'm not gonna say it because I feel like one day somebody's gonna build a compilation of me saying I don't like this man, and I really need that to not happen. I'm trying to be very careful
Oh, I
on the
should so
internet.
do that.
Someone would totally. I know you would do it.
I would so do that and make it a
You would
clip.
do it. I mean, I've
I
done
so
it.
would.
I've done it of you before. So if we're
I did
being
it of Drake. Remember, I did it of both of us with Drake
right,
like 6 months ago.
and long time ago, I did it of Lil Wayne and you. So I know we do stuff like that, but I have a genuine, like, strong dislike for that person. So I just feel like it's not even lighthearted. It's very much, if I saw that person on
Okay,
the street, I'd pretend I didn't know them.
it's all right. I won't do it.
So, so, um, which there is something that I want us to talk about. Anyway, sorry. So I think I think it's great. I think it's exciting. It looks like it's gonna be cool. He's in the streets. It's not just people sitting in an interview inside in a
Right.
studio somewhere talking. He's gonna be out in the
Nope.
streets, going to people, talking to people
Yeah, and you
where it
can
all
see old
happened.
footage is interwoven with the new
Yes.
footage. So like there's some clips of people performing way, way,
Hmm.
way back.
Yeah. So I like that. I like that boots on the ground sort of documentary style where it feels like the host actually, tries to bring the story they're trying to tell to life. So I like that. I also like LA. What is wrong with me today? I like LL in that bag. I think this is good for him. I think this is a really good move for him. I also just want to say about LL, I really like the way he's been moving. Honestly, a lot of the OGs when it comes to hip hop, I like the way they've been moving in terms of the lanes that they've created for themselves. I just think it's really cool between like Nas having a record label, LL has done so many things. Like Rock the Bells is so huge at this point. All his Rock the Bells events and things that he does.
Right.
And doing something like this, I just think is super cool. RZA, we know all of the things with TV that he's been involved with. Like, I just feel like the OGs are thriving, and I love that for them. And
Yeah, some of them are doing great things.
yeah, and I'm talking about the OGs. Like, I'm not. I know there's a bunch of people I could list. Please don't come in the comments telling me about Jay-Z. I know, I know what Jay-Z has done. Thank you.
Right.
I don't. I'm not talking about him right now, but you know what I think. You know what I mean when I say the
Yeah,
OG.
you're saying people who are elder statesmen
Hmm.
and also still doing things in the hip hop realm.
Yeah, it's kind
Because
of
even
like,
Nas, we know a bunch of other stuff Nas does. You
right.
didn't mention it because it's not relevant to what you're saying.
Right. It's kind of like when athletes retire, right? And they've
Okay.
got to make a decision. Do they want to continue to be in the sports world, or do they
Right.
want to completely become a regular citizen, right? To me, it's a similar thing where I feel like a lot of them have created lanes that still allow them to touch hip hop, still allow them to immerse themselves in the culture. So I just think
Yeah.
it's very cool.
No,
Um,
I'm with you. I totally agree.
yeah. So I know we have one more thing we got to talk about. Speaking of hip hop.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Speaking of hip hop, uh, we often hear and we speak about it from time to time ourselves on this
Hmm.
platform about record labels not taking care of their artists, about record labels pimping out their artists in
Hmm.
certain ways, about artists' struggles with labels. And I recently stumbled upon something that I thought was really, really interesting in that same realm, a same topic of conversation that we keep hearing about. This label jerked me, and this exec jerked me, and this guy didn't take care of me, and this label didn't push my single, and they didn't pay me properly.
Hmm.
And we hear someone who's a newer act, is not an elder statesman,
Hmm.
is not someone who's from the 90s or the early 2000s, came on a very public platform and spoke about their label executive, someone we're a fan of, J. Cole, someone on the Dreamville label came forward and spoke about something, and it was heavy on their heart. They said, and I'll play the clips, they said they felt like this was something they needed to share.
Hmm.
And so this is Boss. who, if you don't know Boss is one of the earliest signees to the Dreamville label, and for a hot minute was like their star. And so I'm gonna play this. This is him on Elliot Wilson's show. You get my volume up here. Oh, maybe I need to jump on the Wi-Fi. Yes, I do. Oh, is it just doing the thing it does? Yeah. All right, here we go.
They might call me and be angry about. They don't really want to know. You know, we just kind of ended our Universal partnership. Okay. At Dreamville. Okay. And the bros got a nice windfall. You know, when it all came to a close. Absolutely. And they didn't owe any of us anything. You know what I mean? And they broke bread top to bottom. Wow. Like serious bread. Wow. You know what I mean? Wow. And it's like those are the kind of things that we always do. Yeah. I'll tell you something. Look my deal, bro. Like I signed my deal 14. I had signed a 360 deal when like I don't think Apple Music was even existed yet. No, so you know, I got caught in a weird place, you know, with my deal and things of that nature. And bro, I think in the 10 years I was over there, there's not one time they collected, because every time they would come, it would be even cold. Like, nah, like, yo, let them eat. You know what I mean? And so it's like extremely rare. It don't happen in our industry. You know, people don't move like that. Yeah. And they would probably never want me to tell. No, I guess like, yo, I feel like it needs to be known that these dudes move different. You know, it's something we should all aspire to do in our communities and for the people we're putting on. The music industry historically is such a predatory place. You know? Yeah, exactly. And
that's where it ends. Yeah. I thought that was good. It says there's another quote here which I guess got cut off in the clip, and it says J. Cole and Ib move different. The music industry is such a predatory place, and all they've done is protect every artist on the label. Now I don't know if we know that to be true, because Ari Lennox has said some different things, but Boss sharing his experience I think is important, because it lets us know that some people are taking care of their artists, and even if they signed a 360 deal. We spoke about 360 deals up here at length plenty of times. If you're watching this and don't know what a 360 deal is, you can look it up. But Boss admitting he signed a 360 deal and still was able to, you know, be paid properly, I think is a great thing. And also he made it clear, yo, we weren't supposed to get paid when they cashed out of their deal. None of us, but they hit all of us off big time. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's something that should be highlighted. And I think that's something that, because we don't see happening, because of the rarity of it, is something that we should shed light on. And perhaps it will inspire some up and coming record execs to do the same. Last thing, and then I'll throw it to you. We know that the big labels are not going to do this, right? We know like a Def Jam, a Sony, those top 5 labels, they're not going to do it, especially in the hip hop culture. That's not the type of deals that they sign. They don't allow shit like that. But J. Cole is not one of those big labels. And there are other people, I forget the guy's name who runs the label Glorilla is signed to. Excuse me, if y'all remember, you could put in the comments. But like, he is another person who's a young guy running a label and doing an amazing job of pushing his artist and helping his artist. And I think those are the type of people we need to shed light on, so we can see as artists that this is not the norm, but it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an artist, hearing that, as a person who's a creator myself, when I heard that, I'm like, shit, maybe I need to holler at Dreamville. You know what I'm saying? If they taking care of cats like that, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm being a little silly, but it could inspire other people to do the same on the executive side. I do have the remedy. It could inspire people to do. Yes,
because it was a double entendre.
It could inspire people to do the same. It was.
We have a delay today that we don't usually have, because you're catching what I'm saying after. But I was saying,
it happens sometimes with the recordings.
Yeah, sorry. So that's why it seems like I'm talking over you, but you pause and I say something and then you don't catch it until after you start speaking again.
It happens. Tech happens.
It does, but I was just
Um,
saying that,
yeah, I was just
my
saying.
my little joke was a double entendre. I'm done.
Yep, it sure was. Jay-Z would be proud. Anyway, what are your thoughts on what Boss said?
I think this is cool. And to add to some of what you said, I think the fact that J. Cole himself is an artist helps. I would imagine so. I'm not there, I don't know, but I would imagine it helps that he's an artist. He understands what artists go through. He understands what it's like to be on the other side of it before the fame, before the
Right.
awards, before the sold out shows and all of that. He really understands before having the label backing. I think that there is a lot of opportunity when it comes to artists, bringing new artists up because they're able to manage it. They have the opportunity to manage it better. I'm not saying they all do. I'm not saying it happens every time. But what I'm saying is if you're someone who actually believes in making good music, someone who believes in putting people on, someone who does it for the love of music, for the love of being able to create and help others create, and seeing talent and wanting to grow talent, I think I get it. I get why J. Cole would want to do right by his artists. There's probably a lot more incentive for him. There's a lot of people in the music industry and that have been in the music industry for a million years, or were in the music industry when a lot of our faves started out, who don't have anything to do with music. Like, they're not artists.
Right.
And I think that that's one of the main reasons that the music industry has been able to be so predatory, because there are people who are disconnected from the feeling of it. They're disconnected from the the talent, the creative part of it. Disconnected in the sense that it's not them, so like they don't take it to heart the way that an artist would take it to heart. And then there's just some people who just want to make money.
Yeah, they're looking at it as a business is business
Right.
kind of thing.
Right. Like everything. I mean, you go to a hospital and they're like, "Do you have $100,000 for this? Because we need to be paid to do whatever it is you need us to do." You know what I mean? So I think you see it
Yep.
everywhere in every industry. But then you have doctors and nurses and other caregivers in the same hospital who are very much, not all of them, but some of them are very much looking to make sure that people feel good. They feel healthy. They are, living well. So I think it's the same thing. I think that you're always going to find people who do, and you're always going to find people who don't. But I do believe in my heart of hearts that that's one of the reasons that J. Cole is such a different personality, in the music industry. So I'm not saying there's a
Yep.
lot of guys like him. I recognize that there's probably more guys on the other end of it than there are the J. Coles of the world, but I do feel like he does his best. At least it seems so.
Yeah.
I get the sense from not just Bass but other artists who have been on Dreamville that they're comfortable there, you know? I don't know. But I think it's cool. It's nice to hear. I wish more people would be like that, or more people would have that experience. So,
Yeah. No, and I think it's great that Boss said that, even knowing like, yeah, they're probably gonna be mad at me. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this.
yeah,
And
maybe he
also
doesn't
I
feel like
found the
telling all
person
that.
who Yeah, he said it. He said I'm not supposed to. Also, I found the person who Glorilla is signed to. Glorilla is signed to Yo Gotti. That's the person.
Oh.
Yo Gotti has done a phenomenal job of making sure we see Glorilla every chance we get. She seems to be in a good position in her label, and his label is called CMG Collective Music Group. And so Yo Gotti, who's another young artist, another guy who's not a elder statesman, has his label, and Glorilla is a star, and he seems to be doing right by her. And so I wanted to just shout out him as well,
Yeah.
or shout him out as well. Probably the better way to word it.
Yeah. I dig it. That's dope. I mean, listen. We all need somebody to, give a damn about us when it comes to certain things. So,
Right.
okay.
What's wrong?
I'll tell you when we're done. But yeah, good stuff. Go J. Cole.
Yeah.
He's still Father of the Year.
Go J. Cole. Go J. Cole. Go
Yeah.
Yo Gotti.
Good for
And
them.
yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. This has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.